What's up, sweetie buns? You best buckle up, cause right about now we're gonna check out some choice quality Goan chow in Panaji, India. Welcome to Panaji, the capital of Goa State. This former Portuguese colony of 450 years is a pretty buck-wild place if you ask me. It's a Catholic stronghold in the heart of India that's maxed out with colonial architecture, and it's got its own unique cuisine as well. Now, I really liked these streets, but they were getting pretty scenic, almost too scenic. I needed a break from that scenery, so I sprinted on inside Old Quarter Cafe and ordered up a traditional Goan breakfast. This thing has got some Goan Bhaji, which is a potatoes and peas curry. There's also 2 pieces of bread, aka Pao. Then there's a piece of sweetbread, and there's a samosa hiding underneath. Well, I don't really know much about Goan cuisine, but this seems pretty authentique to me. So I gently took a spoonful of that Goan Bhaji and took a slow, steady bite. And it had a nice light flavor to it. It was kinda citrusy, kinda turmeric-y, and kind of garlicky. Next up, I ferociously ripped off a piece of that freshly baked bread, aka Pao, and started dipping it into the Goan Bhaji. I got myself some of that curry sauce soaked up into the Pao, and then I took myself a bite. And whoa baby, that bread was a lot harder than the one I had in Mumbai. That was tasting like some high quality bread. I'm telling you, the whole bread and curry combo is not something I would have considered before coming to India, but it actually ain't half bad. Next up, I moved on to the sweetbread, aka the Mangalore Bun. I ripped that puppy open and it had a hollow inside, so I figured I might as well shovel some bhaji into there. You never know, it could be a good flavor combo, so after looking at it for a fraction of a second, I took myself a pensive bite. And oh my immaculate conception, that was a nice fucking bite right there. That sweetbread was tasting warm, soft, and insanely good. I don't know if putting the bhaji inside really added or subtracted to the flavor, but I definitely know that sweetbread was simply amazing. Next up, I moved on to some samosa action. I took myself a bite and it was okay, just kind of your standard run-of-the-mill samosa. It was kinda cold, so I figured it was chillaxing inside a refrigerator or something. But the rest of that meal was fresh to death, especially that Goan bread. Apparently the Goans inherited bread-making skills from the Portuguese, and they maintain that tradition today, so you can get yourself all kinds of bread in Goa. All different kinds. So with all that considered, I think I'm gonna have to give this meal a 4 out of 5 holy crosses. It was light, it was satisfying, and that fresh bread factor really amped up the flavor quotient, that's all I'm trying to say. So after polishing off that breakfast, I started cruising and perusing around the mean streets of downtown Panaji. I had about an hour to kill before lunchtime, and then when that rolled around, I sprinted on over to a famous restaurant called the Ritz Classic. Now, first order of business, I got myself a beer, a Goa King's beer. In many parts of India, it's not easy to get a beer, so when I get the chance, I go for it, baby, and whoa, take a look at that perfect pour. Okay, half the fucking glass is foam, so I had to wait a little while for it to settle down. I was holding a camera when I poured that beer, so it's not easy to get a good pour. At any rate, that Goa King's was tasting light and refreshing, and slightly hoppy, and I was loving it. Anyway, after slamming back some of that beer, I ordered up a classic item, little thing called the Goan fish Thali. Man, oh man, this thing is looking delish. Now, since Goa is a coastal state, seafood is pretty prominent in its cuisine. So we got some crab action, we got some pickled vegetables, some fried fish, what else we got here? Some baby clams. We got some coconut and dried baby shrimp salad, and we even got ourselves a fish curry. That's a nice fucking selection right there, damn boy. So I decided I should chow down on this Goan fish curry first, reason being because this is the hot season in India. And according to Indian culture, during hot seasons you should start off eating the hottest item on your plate. Or if there isn't a hottest item, you should eat the item that's the most red in color, or the item that has the most positive chi. Alright, I pretty much just made all that up. Anyway, I took myself a bite of that fish and whoa baby. Damn, that little chunk of fish flesh was soft and succulent, and that curry was like none I've ever had. That curry had a mild tomato and tamarind flavor to it, and it was much more light than other curries I'm used to. That curry was neither sweet nor creamy, it just had a sort of bare bones, back to the basics, slightly tangy flavor. Those pickled vegetables were only slightly sour as well. I feel like this Goan fish thali has a subtle yet sophisticated flavor palette. Next up, I moved on to the fried fish, and I started cutting that fish up with my fork, and whoa, that's surprisingly soft. I thought I'd have to jam my fork down into that fish to cut it, but actually I only had to use light pressure. Man, I'm getting excited to eat this fish flesh. So I got me a little of that fish curry sauce and put it on top of that bitch. That's a thing of beauty right there. Look at all that positive chi just emanating from that fish. So I shoveled that fish flesh towards my face, and as soon as I bit down on it, I was simply stunned. That fish was soft as hell and juicy to the max, with some chili powder and some tamarind flavors popping off. Plus this thing is breaded with rava, aka husked wheat, aka cream of wheat, so it's very soft on the outside. I never had a breading like that before, and I think it's safe to say this fried fish is swadished as fuck. I mean, look at that fish. I think it's safe to say that fish did not die in vain. It fulfilled its ultimate life purpose, which is to temporarily please me while I'm eating high-caloric foods and barely fucking moving. Next up, we got some Kismur over here, aka coconut and dried prawn salad. That sounds pretty exotic, and this is my first time having a coconut salad. Actually, come to think of it, I'm having a lot of firsts in this city. I'm popping all kinds of food cherries up in here. Anyway, that coconut salad had a sort of light coconut milk flavor to it, and it was okay. Next up, we got some Sukhem, aka baby clams masala. Now, I wasn't sure if I should spoon out that meat or suck it out, so I went for that latter option, and whoa, holy dogs. Damn, that clam was marinated in some kind of sweet spice paste, and on top of that, it was soft and succulent as hell. We got some minced onions in there, along with a little sugar or jaggery and some turmeric to boot. These things are delish as hell and swadished as fuck. I kinda wish they didn't have that hard shell attached. Without that shell in the equation, I could shovel that marinated baby clam flesh down my throat more quickly and efficiently. What else we got here? We got half of a crab carapace chillin'. I wasn't sure what the right approach was for this one, so I just bit into the mofo. I kinda scraped some of that crab flesh out of the carapace with my teeth, caveman style. I don't know, to me that crab was in that gray area. It wasn't small enough to bite through the shell, and it wasn't big enough to crack the shell either. And I guess there were some spices in there, but to me the flavor wasn't that special, so I moved on with my life. Next, we got some unidentifiable pink liquid over here. Well, that was kind of watery and slightly sour. I think it's one of those digestives that you're supposed to eat at the end of the meal, but I don't know exactly. I figured I wasn't going to worry about it too much, and I was just going to start doing what I was waiting to do the whole time, which is to take a whole bunch of random ingredients, mix them together, and start shoveling them down the hatch at life-threatening speeds. So I started shoveling that crazy-ass concoction toward my face, and with each passing bite, I was enjoying it more and more. Damn, those are some nice flavor combos right there. In fact, I think I'd have to rate this meal a 5 out of 5 holy crosses. I mean, that fried fish was incredible, those baby clams were incredible, and those flavor combos hit the spot. Now, I still had a little room in my stomach and I wanted to get the full Goa experience, so I decided to go to one more restaurant, just one more. So I boosted on over to a well-known spot called Viva Panjim. First up, I ordered a large Kingfisher beer, but the maestro started pouring it for me. What does he think, I can't pour my own beer well enough? I'd say I'm highly capable of pouring my own beer, thank you very much. Anyway, take a look at that bottle, that's a pretty buck wild Kingfisher they got on there. So let's get that beer over here, and whoa, there's 0 head on that thing. When I poured the beer, half the glass was head. When he poured it, 0 was head. I think we need some kind of happy medium over here. Anyway, I took a sip of that Kingfisher, and it was tasting pretty good, but I think I prefer that King's for some reason. I don't know why exactly. And as for the food, I ordered the Squid Masala fry. What do you think about that squid? Because to me, it's looking pretty damn good. Now, something they often do in India is they give you an extra plate as a temporary loading dock for your food. It's like I could put the squid on top of the rice, or I could put it on a temporary fucking loading dock. I feel like a man with options over here. So I started chowing down on that squid and rice, and holy shit, that squid was pretty damn swadished. It had some chili powder and some coriander flavors going down, and I would say the flavor was well balanced. I mean, even though it might look super spicy, it actually isn't. It seems like Goan food in general is a tad more tame compared to the rest of India, and that's not a bad thing. Sometimes you just need to sit back, drink a beer, and take it easy on your taste buds. So overall, I think I'd have to give this squid a 4 out of 5 holy crosses. It tasted delish as hell, but maybe didn't make the upper echelon of foods, that's all I'm trying to say. Anyway, that about does it for the Goan food tour, but if you want to check out more of my Indian food tour videos, then feel fucking free. My previous videos about the top 10 street foods in Mumbai, and I got that link in the description box. And as always, thanks for watching this video. Why don't you leave a comment?